Okay, we're going to continue using the sum and difference laws in trig. Plus now we're also going to be tying in our x, y, r values, so in our ratios. Okay, so first one, I'm given that the cos of A is negative 7/25 and tan of B is 15/8. Find cos A minus B. Okay, so I know if I'm doing this, I'm going to go with the formula cos A, cos B. Remember the opposite sign, so add sine A, sine B. Okay, so therefore I know I'm going to need the cos and sine value of A and of B. So let's work with angle A. Okay, so negative 7 is the x value, and 25 is the r value. Okay. I should also have stated that I know both angles are in same quadrant. Okay, because obviously there's two choices of quadrants that the angles could be in. Okay, so angle A negative 7 going that way, so it's not in quadrants 1 or 4. And angle B, tan is positive, so it's not in those, so therefore what's the only choice? Quadrant 4. Okay, so now I can complete my triangles. So negative 7, 25, I know my x and my r, and tangent gives me my y value over my x value, so y is going to have to be negative 15 and x is going to have to be negative 8, right? And that's how you obviously get a positive fraction, negative, negative. Okay, so complete the triangles. So 25 squared minus 7 squared. Okay, so 625 minus 49 is 576, and the square root of that is 24. So this is 24, and now we need to decide positive or negative, and negative. And now 15 squared plus 8 squared is 289, and that is 17. Okay, now sine A, cosine A, and sine B, cosine B. Let's have those written down. So sine A is negative 24 over 25, and cos A we were already given, negative 7 over 25. So in B, you're going to have sine be negative 15 over 17, and the cos is negative 8 over 17. Okay, now let's use those and fill in. So cos A, negative 7 over 25, cos B, negative 8 over 17. Okay. Now sine A, negative 24 over 25, and sine B is negative 15 over 17. Okay, so what do we get? 56 over 425, and that makes a positive number. So our final answer is 416 over 425. Okay, another example. I'm going to tell you the cosecant of A equals 5 over 4, and the tan B equals 12 over 5. And I'm going to tell you not in quadrant 1. Okay, so let's get our XYR stuff going on first. Cosecant is dealing with the opposite of sine, so I need sine to be positive, not in quadrant 1, so therefore it's in quadrant 2. Okay, cosecant, opposite of sine, so that's our R and that's our Y. Okay, find your X value. So 25 subtract 16 is 9, so this is 3, and going left it's a negative 3. Okay, tangent B, positive, not in quadrant 1, so tan is in this quadrant. Okay, so now tan is my Y value divided by my X, so this has to be a negative 12, negative 5. So adding them together, I get 144 plus 25, 169, so this is 13. Okay, now let's say I'm asking you what is the cos of A plus B. Okay, so for that formula, you're going to need cos A, cos B, subtract sine A, sine B. Okay, so let's write down what these are going to be. So let's go cos of A, sine of A. Okay, so the cos of A is negative 3 over 5, and the sine of A is 4/5. Cos of B would be the XR, so negative 5/13, and the sine of B is Y over R. Okay, so fill in those fractions. So cos A, negative 3/5 times negative 5/13, and then minus 4/5 times negative 12/13. Okay, so negative negative makes positive. Subtracting, and then this would be a negative, makes me add. So my final answer is 63 over 65.